If you look at a map of Australia, there is a highway that runs directly down the centre, fondly known as the longest shortcut in the world. The Stuart Highway is 3,000 kilometres long, but passes through just 6 towns. That would be like driving from San Francisco to Dallas in the US and only passing through 6 towns. We're about to tackle 1,500 kilometres of Australia's most remote highway from Alice Springs to Katherine. Along the way, we'll make some stops at iconic Australian sites and see what it's like road tripping in the Australian Outback. So our first task this morning is to fill up petrol, and we have a long way to drive today. Besides, we're also going to the most remote parts of Australia, and petrol is really expensive in those remote areas. So the more we can get now, the cheaper it's going to be. This car that we're driving is a Toyota Prado diesel. It has a crazy 120 litre tank, which is awesome for us because it means when we do find cheap diesel like this, which is only $1.99, it's so much more affordable. So we're gonna fill up and we'll let you know how much 120 litre tank of diesel costs in Alice Springs, Australia. So where we've stopped is not a normal petrol station. We're in an industrial area and it's a truck stop. But we have a app that tells us where to get the cheapest fuel, and this is by far the cheapest. Well, 100.25 litres, $200. All right, first stop done.
Let's get some provision. We'll get petrol, we need water, we need food for at least 2 weeks.
We have to buy snacks this time though.
Yeah.
For some reason, Max and I didn't buy any snacks, so we just did 2 days down to Uluru to Kings Canyon and back. And we were like, no, we'll be healthy. We'll just buy apples and fruit. And what is a road trip without snacks? What were we thinking?
Fruit is a snack.
It's a shit snack. Final provisions. We need to top up our water jug and probably grab a coffee from the servo as well. They have no coffee, so. Welcome to the Devil's Marbles.
Quick try.
Really quick, yeah.
So we got pita bread with mashed avocado, tuna, tomatoes, salads, and sriracha mayonnaise. Look at this beauty. Who says camping food was not good?
Let's go explore the marbles. Oh my god, look at that one. So the actual name of the Devil's Marbles, according to the traditional landowners of Australia, is Karlu, and it was a ceremonial site. So it was a meeting point for 4 of the different, I want to say tribes, but I don't think that's the right word. 4 of the different groups of indigenous who lived in the area, and they would meet here and they would hold ceremonies. And they're really beautiful. Like, you can totally see why you would think that this is like a special site or a sacred site. But they were created 1700 million years ago from lava, and they're actually granite rocks that became exposed, became worn from wind and water, and that's how they became so round like they are today. Time to go find camp now.
Nugget duck, fresh from the boulangerie of Australia.
Wait, are we about to enter the snack zone?
The snack zone.
If anyone watches jet lag.
Ooh, the snack zone, that's good.
then you'll know what we're talking about then.
Those are what you call Anzac biscuits, after our great warriors, the Anzacs.
So the reason that they're actually called Anzac biscuits, do you want to know the history?
Please share it with everyone.
So these are the biscuits that were made and sent over during the war, because they are basically, usually they're really crunchy and hard and they last a really long time. So we sent them over to our Anzacs. Delicious.
Delicious.
This is alright. Camp for the night. We just found a rest stop. It's not quite as far as we wanted to drive to today, but it's quite nice and we didn't want to risk continuing to drive and not getting a good spot. I'm pretty stoked with this campsite right off the highway. This is the Outback, I guess. Time for dinner. So I'm thinking today at the grocery store I bought a couple of chorizo sausages and we have these Mexican rice packets. So I'm gonna heat up some Mexican rice, put some chorizo in, throw in some avocado and maybe some diced tomatoes, a bit of cucumber, a bit of fresh salad on the side. Anyway, time to cook up some good camp grub. So luckily when we hired this car from Adventure Rentals, it actually came with all of the cooking stuff you would need, including 2 gas cookers, pots and pans, chopping boards, like cutlery, like literally everything you would need, which is perfect because obviously if you're traveling, you're not traveling with that kind of stuff. And if you've ever been camping, you always forget something. But when you hire it, it kind of just comes with everything, which is perfect.
And yes, we did forget beer and wine, so please forgive us.
Dinner is served. We have in tonight's camp grub some Mexican rice, chorizo, tomato, avocado, cilantro, salad, and cucumber. It's kind of like a Mexican style poke bowl. It looks so good. Oh, and we have sriracha mayo to put on top as well. Yum! That is delicious. Wow. One of the things we've been doing every night as we get ready for bed is putting the coffee water and all the coffee stuff that we need available in the morning. So we just flick the stove on and it's all really easy. Because 2 out of 3 mornings so far, it has been so freaking cold. Our hands can barely work and it's horrible. And doing this has just made the mornings better. Mostly for Max.
Oh, it's a game changer.
Except for this morning when I got up and made the coffee and Max stayed in bed.
You politely offered.
Even though it was a lot warmer this morning, it was still very cold, so packed up camp nice and quickly to get on the road. The plan today is to drive from where we camped last night, which was just outside of Tennant Creek, all the way up to the Mataranka thermal pools and then find a camp around there somewhere. Alright, breakfast is served. The best thing about driving such a remote area is we literally pulled directly off the highway, and I think like 2 cars have passed us since we've been here. It's amazing.
any channel out there you guys know of a guy in Australia driving a road trains, I'd love to see it.
Yes.
So if you guys know any one of them, just leave it in a comment. I'd love to check him or her out.
Such a good question. Another thing that you should leave in the comments is anything that you think that we should do in Australia. Let us know what you think we should do. This place is poppin'.
We made it to Daly waters. It is really busy.
This is so funny. I cannot believe that we've been on like the most remote. There's a horse walking down the street. Ah, that's the pub owner. That's his horse.
Oh.
Apparently. I can't believe we saw that. And he has a horse that walks with him, and we just bloody saw it. I'm so excited. He's just sending a voice note. Oh my god.
The horse might be following.
What a curious place. This is like, I'm so glad we drove in and stopped here. This is already so much fun, and we've not even left the car yet. This is what road tripping's all about, like seeing all the little weird and wonderful things along the way. Hungry?
Starving.
All right, let's go see if we can get a meal here.
Whoa.
There is so much junk on the walls. Like I've never seen so much on the walls before in any venue. This is crazy. Well, welcome to the very famous Daly Waters pub. There's just stuff going on everywhere. Anyway, cheers.
Our first beer in Australia.
So we got 2 beers and 2 meals. It was kind of pricey at $71, but that's pretty normal price for Australia, so not pricey.
Oh my goodness, what's going on with the food?
Sorry, the wind
Nelly
kept
missed
blowing
your
it over.
Yeah, the thing kept on blowing.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, miss.
Looks good. I got the house burger. It comes on a damper bun, apparently. If you don't know what damper is, it's like campfire bread. So they make it and they cook it inside a pot over a fire. It's not like normal bread. It's kind of, I think, a little bit thicker and heavier.
Love it.
And the biggest disappointment in the family was me. The only twisted branch on our good old family tree. I just couldn't be the person they expected me to be. And the biggest disappointment in the world was me.
Help!
Swimming time!
No swimming in the river that is literally right next to the thermal pool because there's goddamn crocodiles. This is so lovely. It's the perfect temperature. It's actually not hot, but the water is like a beautiful lukewarm. It's perfectly clear, and it's actually more man-made than I thought it would be. So they've built all of this structure along the walls and steps to get in, but they've left the bottom completely natural. It is still a natural source of water and flow, but they've just made it more accessible for people to like enter and made it a bit nicer. Look how blue.
Yeah. And it's free. That's a very nice thing.
It's free, it's gorgeous. Everyone is like super respectful and nice.
Love it.
Seems to be working. I mean, at $1.87, that's really cheap. So in today's episode of Random Fuel Stations on the Stuart Highway, this is what we're dealing with.
Oh, just got petrol on my car.
Currently out of fuel.
I just stopped.
Oh, maybe it is out of fuel.
You have arrived.
Oh, baby!
We've just entered the Nitmiluk National Park, which means tonight we will be staying in an actual campsite. We really do love wild camping because there's just nothing like it. Just being in the wild and nature and just having space all to yourself. But I mean, if we can sleep right next to Nitmiluk Gorge and explore it all day tomorrow, this is a pretty good compromise. All right, tonight on Jackie's Camp Kitchen Cooking Adventures. It's the new sensation sweeping the nation. We're gonna make pesto pasta with some pesto, some olives. I'm gonna throw in some fresh cherry tomatoes, maybe a bit of salad as well, just to get some more greens and healthiness in there. Should be pretty easy and very delicious too. Step 1, cook your pasta. Step 2, pour in the pre-made pesto that you previously bought from the grocery store. Use the whole jar because the pesto-ier, the better. Step 2, we're gonna add in some olives. As many or as little as you see fit for your olives. Step 2, add some freshly chopped cherry tomatoes. The good thing is this pasta is actually delicious cold as well. It's like a pesto pasta salad. Et voila.
Well, on that note,
It's blue.
I'm gonna go have my date with my pasta and Jacqueline.
Am I
But-
invited?
Yeah. This is not the end of our road trip, as you can tell, obviously.
But it is the end of this video. We've got another video coming here exploring the incredible Nitmiluk Gorge tomorrow.
So, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one in a very exciting spot in the top end.
This is a good time to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button.
Alright, cheers, rambling. See you in the morning.